All right, guys, this is a very serious situation. They've sent a demand list. I just can't. Y'all really thought this was a good idea? Okay. Start from the top. Over the past couple of weeks, a couple of gun tubers out there on USCCA's behalf have been doing coordinated attacks against me, Mark Victor. And when those failed, Mark Victor got a text from Leviathan Group, the agent of Braden from Langley Outdoors Academy and VSO, saying that they would not talk to Mark until AOR dropped me. My God, that sounds like something USCCA would do, huh? Does that look weird to you, VSO, gun channel?
And now, for you to come at me with an insidious lie and insinuate that I tried to get a fellow Second Amendment creator fired from payroll somewhere just absolutely burns my ass. I would never do that.
Maybe you should do some reading before you make entire videos lying to your audience once again. Can't fix stupid. Oh, by the way, since VSO is this purist in terms of the Second Amendment, why don't you look into Leviathan? You know, the owner, how he's good buddies with Dave Bautista, the king of gun control. I mean, hell, there they are hugging. Here he is talking about a movie.
We got a new movie with Ice Cube coming out. Can't talk about it too much, but a little bit of Ice Cube, a little bit of Dave Bautista. Okay. That's going to be a lot of fun, and we'll have JJ on the show to talk more about that.
Yeah, but you're some purist, right? Oh, you can't work with anybody that's involved with this stuff. Sure, okay. Everyone expects your resignation from Leviathan today, if you're not a hypocrite, okay? Anyways, all of this fails. We're not going to be bullied by some wannabe terrorist demand list. And then today, I get a cease and desist from a downright horrid law firm on USCCA's behalf. And when I say downright horrid, this law firm represented Dominion Voting Systems. Remember them from the 2020 election? They represented them against Fox News. My God, you guys really had to pick this law firm? I mean, they probably hate you guys at USCCA. If it involves guns. So let me just make sure I get this right. I have stuck up for the Second Amendment community, demanded answers about what happened to Alan Coley, Kayla Giles, and any other members that y'all have dropped. And instead of being accountable, just coming out, owning it, respecting your customer base, you guys do everything but take accountability. And now you are attempting to intimidate the person who's sticking up for everybody. You know, I thought you guys couldn't disrespect the Second Amendment community any more than you already have, but my God, you are spitting in everybody's face right now. Anyways, they're a pretty high-end law firm. They do very well. So I figured I would get a pretty badass cease and desist. You know, written well, no holes in it, substantive evidence, and my God, was I wrong. Don't worry, our counsel is going to respond to you, but I figured I'd respond myself because I'm not even a lawyer, and I can rip this thing apart in about 5 minutes with the amount of crap you put in it. Let's pull up the cease and desist here. I am taking this super serious, okay, guys? By the way, I thought this was going to be like the top dog over there. No. It's some guy who looks like he just got off his mom's tit. You think some cheap suit and a crap haircut is going to intimidate me? Welcome to the fucking show, Junior. From Stephen J. Harrison. Look how he titled the email. Time-sensitive correspondence. Who do you think you're talking to? I don't answer to you. That's a funny one. That's a good one, dude. Our firm is defamation counsel to Delta Defense LLC. We write regarding several videos you have posted to your YouTube channel, Heavy Duty Country, that are a part of a false and misleading marketing campaign. What the fuck does that mean? You guys clearly want me to take this serious, but you couldn't take it serious enough to not have a grammar error in almost the first sentence of your cease and desist. You were probably so proud of this too. You probably brought it to the owners and were like, hey, look what I did. I didn't even use a crayon on this one. I'm embarrassed for you guys. What, you copy and paste this whole thing and just forget to delete one of the that's? Probably because you sent almost the same identical one to 3 other people that are a part of AOR. Man, oh man, USCCA really got that hourly rate's worth. This is embarrassing. Anyways, it gets more embarrassing. Why don't we get into their claims? The marketing campaign repeatedly touts the superiority of a competing product you are paid to promote, the Attorneys on Retainer program, by telling customers that Attorneys on Retainer program covers criminal acts, while the insurance policy issued by the USCCA does not. This claim is false and seriously misleads current and prospective customers as well as your viewers. In reality, the Attorneys on Retainer program contains essentially the same policy exclusions relating to criminal activity. Have you read USCCA's contracts? Please tell me you have. I'm gonna teach you something here, son. When it comes to law, details matter. You don't just get to pick something out and say, oh, it's defamation. Why don't we go over the legitimate facts here? The videos that you pointed out in the cease and desist, September 22nd, 2023, December 16th, 2023, December 26th, 2023. All of those videos were made based off of the old USCCA contract. What does that say right there, Bubba? Exclusions. Criminal acts. But what this attorney thinks he can do is he can retroactively use their updated policy and say, oh no, that was defamation. Am I a time traveler? I don't know. Am I supposed to know that they're going to change their policy in the future? By the way, the new policy still says that they exclude criminal acts. It says it in bold writing. What's the claim? Is the claim that you cover criminal acts? Okay, great. Take it out of your policy. You can't. Because it's against the law for insurance companies to insure a criminal act. You thought you were so slick sending this to me? How does it feel that a non-lawyer just tore this shit apart in front of everybody? In reality, the Attorneys on Retainer program contains essentially the same policy exclusions relating to criminal activity. You think a judge is going to go off of essentially the same? Come on, brother. Hey, judge, they're essentially the same. Dude, it's two very different contracts. Did you even read them? USCCA's contract has exclusions. And right there it says criminal acts. It couldn't be more clear. When you look at the Attorneys on Retainer, it says we do not exclude criminal acts. So how is that essentially the same, counselor? You've been watching too much Suits, huh? You got all cocky, put this together. How's this going for y'all so far? Is this the reaction you wanted? You thought I was going to sit here with some puckered ass and be like, I'm so sorry. By the way, I'm still taking this very, very serious. Additionally, numerous videos on your YouTube channel repeated false allegations of fraud, dishonesty against our client. Specifically, in these videos, you claim the insurance policy issued to the USCCA is crafted to allow the USCCA and Delta Defense to avoid covering insureds that are charged with or accused of a crime, and they therefore defrauding their customers. Well, I don't think it's just USCCA. I think it's any insurance company. That's their business model, to collect as many premiums as possible and to pay out the least. Why do you think insurance companies have such high denial rates? I don't know how it can be more clear. It says in your contract, you don't cover criminal acts. So I don't know how you can claim that Delta Defense somehow will cover criminal acts, but then it's also in their contract where it says they don't, and somehow I'm misleading people because I'm reading what's in their contract. Is this like your first day as a lawyer? Man, USCCA really got their money's worth on this one. Oh, this is a fun one. They start talking about when I was with USCCA, except you left out details, didn't you? And it's all a bunch of BS. Leviathan Group, you guys know the truth. I'm not even gonna go into that. Here's the pettiest one. I mean, my God. Your videos consistently misuse Delta Defense and USCCA's copyright materials? Really? Really, guys? Have you seen your own USCCA YouTube channel? You guys do it every single day almost. You guys use content that is not yours. It's a normal practice. It's called fair use. But just to shut you up, I blurred out all your logos. It's not going to make a difference. You think that's what caused you guys to lose all of your customers? So, now it's my turn. You guys thought that you were what? Going to intimidate me with this or teach me a lesson or I don't know. You know what you did? You revealed quite a few things because you didn't include them in this. For those of you who don't know, when defamation, cease and desist are sent, they're going to try to find as much evidence as possible to throw at you in order to scare you or get you to do what they want. You notice they didn't include anything about me talking about people from USCCA who were dropped. I mean, logic would say if those are false statements, you would have included that. You know what that tells me? We're probably right. I can't believe this law firm actually told TT over there, yeah, this is a good idea. Let's send this. Let me tell you how the consultation should have gone. You ready? Hey, Tim, sit down. Hey, have a chair. My God, stop crying, man. Can we get him a cucumber water or something, please? Okay, Tim, you want to sue them for defamation? Okay, great. First question I would ask is, when this goes to court and when they demand discovery that's related, do you have any secrets? Oh, you do? Oh, wow, that's actually pretty bad. Yep. yeah, we shouldn't do this. This is probably a big mistake. So have a good day. Grab some tissues on the way out, and maybe, can we get him another cucumber water, please? Thanks. That's how it should have gone. Oh, you don't know what I'm referring to as far as if we actually go to court and we get all of the discovery related to this? Let me give you some insight. You want to talk about fraud and all this stuff and the cease and desist? Why don't we talk about Alan Coley? That's a case that is going to completely blow this thing open. We're going to subpoena the phone call to USCCA. We're going to figure out why he was represented by a public defender instead of USCCA. Who knows, maybe we'll get the public defender to be a witness, explain exactly what happened. And then we can talk about fraud. Because you're right, if USCCA was supposed to cover him and then didn't, yeah, that's insurance fraud. And then if they decided to try to cover the whole thing up and potentially have him write a letter to everybody that they could publish publicly, and then, I don't know, potentially give him some hush money in order to cover his appeal to save face, oh yeah, all of that's gonna come out. What do you think all of your customers are gonna say then? Oh God, how can we forget about Kayla Giles? You know, since y'all are a defamatory firm, why don't I just throw a case at you really quick, okay? You tell me how this is gonna go for the person involved. Let's say there's a CEO of a big company. Let's say his name's Tim Schmidt, you know, from USCCA. Let's say that he made a video about a client decided to drop before the case ever went to trial. The woman was convicted, and then your client, TT, made a public video dragging her name through the dirt and knowingly lied about what she was convicted for. Premeditated murder, no doubt in my mind. Really? She was convicted of second-degree murder. What do you think? Is that defamatory? I don't know. I'm just double checking with you guys because you know that her case is being reviewed by the Supreme Court in Louisiana, right? And they're finding a hell of a lot of holes in it. And it's looking like she can potentially get another trial.
Nobody disputes this is the victim walking to the defendant's car, correct?
Correct.
Couldn't the children had already been exchanged and were in his vehicle?
Yes.
Could he not have gotten in his vehicle and driven off?
It's not clear what actually took place after that happened.
But there was nothing to prevent him from just driving off.
That we are aware of, but as evidence was also adduced, there is reason to believe that the defendant was armed with the pistol prior to the victim opening up the car door.
You think she threatened him, don't drive away?
Ultimately, that was a question for the jury to decide.
After being threatened, don't drive away with a gun, he walks over to her car? That's just nonsense. He could have driven off. If he wanted to talk to her, he could have called her on her cell phone. If he really wanted to talk to her that badly, he could have walked over and said, please roll your window down. Instead, he reached out and opened the door of her vehicle, correct?
That's what the video depicts.
Somebody comes and opens my door of my vehicle, I may shoot him too.
So let me just ask you guys, because once again, you're this big defamatory firm. What happens if this woman goes to another trial and wins? Does she have a case against Tim Schmidt for dragging her name through the dirt, purposely lying about what she was convicted for, saying it was premeditated instead of second-degree murder? I would say that's going to be the biggest fucking defamation lawsuit of the century. Your client, Tim Schmidt, he's not going to have enough money to eat fucking ramen noodles. So the best part of this is at the end, they told me that they want me to make a public apology to USCCA. Oh, that's so cute. You want an apology? Come and take it. But you, your suits, your fancy haircuts, USCCA, you ain't scaring anybody. But let me tell you something that you already know. Everything that we've said, it's out in the open. We have nothing to hide. USCCA, though, all the stuff on Alan Coley still hasn't been answered. Kayla Giles, all the other members that they potentially dropped, all of that's going to come out in discovery. And then you tell me how fucked USCCA is when that goes public. Didn't think about that before you sent me this cease and desist, huh? But if you guys feel like you need to spend all of that money just to lose in court, be my guest. Now, for everybody who's super pissed off at USCCA for trying to intimidate a person who sits here and tries to defend and stick up for the 2A community, Attorneys on Retainer, the sponsor of this show, they got an awesome deal for you guys. If you are currently with USCCA, I'm going to give you some very clear directions. Don't worry, USCCA, blurt out your logo, okay? You guys are going to want to call that number, and you want to talk about defamatory stuff? Just wait to hear what they say about me and Attorneys on Retainer when you call in to cancel. It's going to be a blast for you guys. But go get your money back. And then we're giving you $50 off, your individual sign up $25 off, your family sign up with AOR. They are not an insurance company. They don't have a long list of exclusions. They don't have a recoupment clause that USCCA does that states that they can potentially get all their money back if you're convicted of a criminal act. Attorneys on Retainer has bail coverage, handles everything up and until the trial, everything at the trial, expert witnesses, all at no cost to you, and they have an amazing track record. They've defended a bunch of clients successfully. Go make sure your family's protected. Okay, are we done now? I mean, y'all really put the fear of God into me. My God.